Hey, what's up everybody? Josh Quinones here with Samsung's best looking device yet, and my favorite so far this year, the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus, and this is my review. Okay, so let's start off with looks. This is a gorgeous, and I mean gorgeous looking device. From the amazing large display to the beautiful glass back, you will definitely be turning heads with this one, especially in this aura black color. I am loving it. Now, you'll notice in the back that the position of the cameras has changed coming from the Note 9, and we now have 3, which is great, but we will get to that a little bit later. Another noticeable change is the placement of the power button. It has been moved from the right side and is now shared with the Bixby button on the left. Now, I gotta be honest, it did take some getting used to, since this button was the one that I actually tried avoiding before, but honestly, it didn't take too long. In fact, it's so normal to me now that when I use my Galaxy S10 Plus, I always tend to accidentally hit the Bixby button to turn off the screen. Now, even though the power button is paired with Bixby, you can still double press to launch the camera, a single press will wake the phone or turn the screen off, and a long press will wake Bixby. So if you're not going to long press the button, you should have no problems accidentally going into Bixby. Now, of course, as we all know by now, the headphone jack is gone. Yes, some people care, some people don't. Me, honestly, I actually used the headphone jack a lot, especially when it came to editing videos on my phone. So the fact that it's gone is just kind of a bummer. Now, going to the display, you just can't go wrong. Samsung always provides the best displays in the game, and that is what they gave us here. They've made the bezels a lot smaller, giving us more screen, and the way they did this was making the front-facing speaker super thin to where it's almost impossible to see. And then they gave us that single camera cutout as well, where you either love it or hate it, and honestly, I don't mind it at all. I don't ever find it to get in the way. Like I said before, we're getting more screen than what we had on the Galaxy Note 9. It gets super bright and does well outdoors. Colors are nice and vibrant as well, and watching videos on this device is always great. Like I said, Samsung always provides the best displays out there. Speakers sound good and can also get pretty loud. Here's a little sample. So going over some of the specs, this is the 256GB variant with 12GB of RAM. It's got the Snapdragon 855 processor, a 4300 mAh battery with 45-watt super fast charging capabilities, which is insane. It's IP68 water and dust resistant, and my buddy TK Bay actually did a waterproof test to show just how waterproof this device really is. So if you all want to check that out, I will make sure to link that video down below. Okay, now we got to talk about the one thing that makes this Note a Note, the S Pen. Once you pull the S Pen out, you still get the same great features as before. It still has Bluetooth capabilities, but along with some new features as well. We now have air gestures, so say you're taking pics using the S Pen and you want to switch camera modes, well, all you have to do is hold down the S Pen button, swipe in either direction, and release the button as soon as you swipe, and it will switch over to that mode. Then if you swipe up or down, it will switch cameras, and you can zoom in and out just by doing a circular movement left or right. Now, it will take some time to get used to at first, and some time to get it down just right, but once you got it down, it becomes pretty natural. It's something cool to use if you have your phone set up on something like a tripod or just leaning up against something and you're taking pics from a distance away. You won't have to constantly be walking up to your phone to zoom in or out or switch up camera modes. Now, there is also a new feature called AR Doodle, which I wouldn't say is something that is super useful, but just something fun and cool to mess around with and show off to your friends. You can use the S Pen to draw whatever you want on your face or someone else's, and whatever you draw will basically stay on your face no matter what direction you move, left, right, up, or down. But not only that, you can also draw everywhere around you and be able to use the camera in real time to see what you've drawn and where. You can record videos doing this or even take a picture. It's always just something cool to mess around with. But other than all the cool features of the S Pen, just using it to take down a quick note or draw is always great. It's especially great if you do need to sign online documents. And the S Pen would be one of the main reasons that you do get a note device, because like I said earlier, the S Pen is what makes a note a note. Okay, now let's talk about the cameras. Cameras play a big part these days when trying to find the right phone. And this device has 4, 1 on the front and 3 on the back with a depth sensor. Now, I'm not much of a selfie guy to be honest, but the selfie camera has definitely gotten better coming from the Note 9, especially when it comes to live focus mode. It captures you as the subject, blurring the background just right, and then after you take the photo, you can even go in and adjust your blur and pick a different background setting as well. It's actually really nice. Now, when it comes to the rear cameras, quality is great and pretty consistent, whether you're using the main lens, the telephoto lens, or the wide angle lens. And yes, it is nice to finally have the wide angle lens on a Note device, which I find myself using all the time. It can really come in handy at times. Night shots come out pretty clean as well, especially since we finally have a dedicated night mode. It brightens up the pictures so you can see more in those really dark shots. Quality will really just depend on how dark your situation is. Now, when it comes to video recording, I have made a dedicated video showing what the quality is like with both front and rear cameras in 4K in day and night, and also with the live focus video recording. And if you want to check that video out, I'll make sure to link it down in the description below, but here is a little sample of both. All right, so this is just a quick sample of the 4K video recording with the rear facing camera, just to kind of give you an idea of what the quality is going to be like. Also, let me know how well the mics are picking up my voice, the background sounds around me, and also stabilization. I am doing this all handheld right now, just doing some regular walking here. So let me know what y'all think. The cool thing about recording in 4K as well is that you can also switch up between lenses. So say I want to switch over to the telephoto lens, boom, telephoto lens is ready to go. Wide angle lens is ready to go as well. Now this also has the feature to zoom in sound, which I currently have turned off because I have no need for it. So you do have the ability to turn that on or off. Say if I zoom into a certain subject, the sound will zoom in to that subject as well. But yes, this is 4K with the rear facing camera. Let me go ahead and check out the front facing camera. All right, so we are now on the front facing camera filming in 4K. Let me know what you think about the quality, stabilization. This is all handheld. Also, let me know how well the mics are picking up my voice, if it sounds different from when I was filming with the rear facing cameras, or if it sounds the same. Let me know what you think. Like I said, this is all handheld. Honestly, I am loving the cameras on this device. I think they produce great quality when either taking photos or videos. It's just great to have cameras like this in a device. But y'all let me know what you think down in the comment sections below. Like I said, this is 4K on the front facing camera. So when it comes to performance, this device is a beast. It's snappy and smooth with no lag at all. I can go in and out of apps with ease. Samsung's One UI runs really smooth. Although sometimes I do run my own custom launcher if I ever feel like changing it up a bit. The fingerprint sensor is now an in-display fingerprint sensor like we see on the Galaxy S10 and S10 Plus, and it works great for the most part. It just seemed a little slow at first when I first set it up on my device, but the more I used it, it did get better and quicker, and surprisingly, it's actually pretty fast. But I've actually been using the facial recognition more because it's been working great, opening up the phone really fast the moment I hold it up to my face. I never notice any delay. Now, one cool thing I like that has been added is a screen recorder. No more having to download an app to do this. All you got to do is just pull down the notification bar and it's right there ready to go. And I can say that it does come in handy at times. Now, when it comes to gaming, the phone handles it like a champ. No matter what game I'm playing, gaming is smooth, and I haven't really noticed any overheating issues, and it's just nice playing on this big, beautiful display. A bigger display is always great when you are gaming on your device. But to run a phone this beastly, you need a great battery life, which is exactly what we have here. I literally get anywhere from 7 to 8 hours or more of screen on time almost all the time. It easily gets me through a full day of usage and sometimes more into the next day. It's actually pretty awesome that I don't have to worry at all about needing to throw my phone on the charger, wondering if I'm going to make it through the day or not. And when I do need to charge it, the phone charges super fast. The 25-watt fast charger in the box charges it more than fast enough for a quick top off. And then when we get to that 45-watt super fast charger, it's going to be even faster. I did a fast charging test with the original charger in the box, and I was actually very impressed. They really did a great job with this device. Now, as far as dislikes go, if I'm being honest here, it's really hard to dislike a whole lot about this phone. As I mentioned earlier, I really do wish they would have put the headphone jack because I actually do use it, and a 90Hz display also would have been nice, but that doesn't take away from how amazing this display looks. Now, if there is one big thing that I do dislike, it's got to be the price. This one came at $1,100, and I know that seems to be the norm for high-end flagship devices now, and just because it is does not mean that we like it. It is still a high price, and it would be nice if it was just a bit lower. But if I'm going to spend that kind of money on a device, it's definitely going to be this one right here, because yes, this phone is definitely worth it to get. And in my opinion, the best phone that is out on the market right now. So overall, I am loving my Galaxy Note 10 Plus. This thing is a beast. You pull it out anywhere you go, you are an automatic boss. But I would love to know your thoughts down in the comment sections below. If there's anything I happen to miss in this review, just let me know and I will do my best to get to those questions. But let me know what you thought about the overall review, what you think about this device. I would love to know your thoughts. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any other future videos to come. But for now, this is Josh Quinones. Thanks again for watching. I will see you on the next one. Peace out.